All right, guys, how's it going? Just a quick reminder, I'll be live on here tonight at 6 o'clock UK time if you want to come along for an answer about all things LFC. I can't do a stream this afternoon. I've got a lot to do. So 6 o'clock tonight if you want to come along, all right? So in this video, we're going to be talking about Marc Guéhi. David Ornstein from The Athletic has provided an update, if you like, his latest thoughts concerning Liverpool's interest in the centre-back. Now, for those of you that don't know, there are only two journalists in the world that you need to listen to regarding Liverpool FC news, right? That's David Ornstein, who we're going to be talking about in a moment. He doesn't exclusively, report on Liverpool, but he's very, very close to people within the organisation of FSG, right? Also people that run Liverpool on a day-to-day, but he's more FSG, he's more ownership people, those kind of people, the FSG people. And then you've got Paul Joyce at the Times, and he's the kind of like the opposite. He's closer to the people that run Liverpool on a day-to-day basis. Hughes, Edwards, those kind of people, even though Edwards technically is FSG, before someone wants to be smart in the comments. But they do cross over, they're the only two that you need to listen to. I listen to Fabrizio Romano as well, see who's bunging him something to say something, do you know what I mean? But they're the only two. I'm telling you right now, I've been here nearly 30 years doing this. I know all these journalists, I know the newcomers, I know the old school, I know who they're connected to, etc., etc. You, of course, you form your own opinions, but when Ornstein speaks, I listen, especially when Joyce speaks. He's the best at the moment, all right? And because when Joyce says something, I always look and think, what does Michael Edwards want me to know now, right? So I hope that's just explained a little bit as to why we pay attention to what Ornstein has to say. Both of these journalists, whenever they say something, I always think, why am I hearing that? Why are they writing that? Why are they saying that? What does Liverpool, what does someone want me to know? Who does it benefit, right? Those are the questions you always ask, right? If you read an article by Joyce, or if Ornstein says something, always say to yourself, who does this benefit? Why is it being said? This is just opinion more than anything. I don't think there's any propaganda or anything here. Here we go. On Guéhi. Well, he's one of the best defenders for Crystal Palace and England. Of course, I'd be expecting him to start at the World Cup next summer. He's coming he's entering now the last 12 months of his contract at Palace. Palace decided not to take Newcastle's offer last summer. I think it was about 65 plus £5 million in the end. So this was always a risk when they made that decision. It seems, we know Liverpool are keen on him at the right price. Reports today suggesting Tottenham, who have made a bid for him in January, don't forget, are still in the mix too. I think Palace would be looking to cash in rather than face losing him for free next summer. But he's got the power in his hands. I think this is going to be one of the stories of upcoming weeks, the transfer window, whether he leaves or not. Really don't know what's going to happen to him. But there's interest in him, and rightly so. Now, I would agree with that, right? When you come along to the live streams, my take on it is that when Joyce wrote the article in the Times saying about Liverpool's interest in him, this is what I'm talking about, right? So immediately I was like, right, what does Michael Edwards want me to know? Who does this article benefit? Now, if you think about it, that article benefited Liverpool Football Club, right? Because what they were doing was they were using Joyce to filter out, hey, we want your player. He's going to be available on a free. We're Liverpool Football Club, we're the champions. He'll sign for us, right? So do you want to lose him on a free next year? Or do you want to do some business now? Get on the phone and give us a ring and we'll see if we can do something. That's what that was about. That's why it was out there. It amplifies the message. The player sees it. The agent sees it. It's getting in people's heads, right? In terms of putting pressure on Palace and stuff like that. And Palace are like that. They're like, oh, no, we don't want to sell him. No, you'd have to pay a lot of money right now. But later on in the window, they might get in a bit more squeaky bum, right? So what we've seen from the Palace side of things is, oh no, we'd want 50 million, 40, 45, 50 million. Liverpool are never going to pay that, right? This summer, right? They're just not going to do that, guys. So I think they would wait for next year and get him on a free, right? But I think they're willing to pay money now, a more realistic amount of money. And what would be a realistic amount of money? 20, 25, something like that, right? So in a nutshell, my opinion has always been that original article by Paul Joyce was just to let Palace know, you're going to fucking lose him. So you might as well get on the blower, right? They've got to make I don't think Palace will want to let him go for free, right? They're not Liverpool. They ain't got that clout like we have, right? This video is about Ornstein's comments. So he's basically just really repeating, I think, what we all know. He's not, I don't feel like, like when I say to you, oh, why is he saying it? Who does it benefit? I think it was just like a genuine opinion of what he believes is the situation, which it runs parallel with what I believe. So I think he remains a target. I think he's very much one to watch. You should watch all credible reports surrounding him. I don't believe Liverpool go in and, pay 50 million for him or something like that. I think they'd sit tight and wait. But maybe there'll be a compromise there somewhere along the line. Even if Liverpool 20, 25, Palace we want 50. Would Liverpool go to 30 tops? I don't know, guys. I'm not a twat. I don't know, right? But I'm just telling you what Ornstein said, just in case you hadn't seen, all right? And it's positive, because he could have turned around, couldn't he? Go, no, Liverpool have ended their interest in him. When Joyce speaks, when Ornstein speaks, you listen. Don't listen to any of the others. They're full of shite. All right, guys. I'll leave it with you. If you appreciate the video, please thumbs up the video. If you've got anything to say about this this content in terms, well, not the content, fuck the content. If you've got anything to say about what you think might happen with that player, please do, give your opinion. Your opinions are very important, and I read every comment, right? And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, there's a love out under the video, etc., blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Don't forget, live on here tonight at 6. All right.